Let me start by saying, I'm not one to cause drama. I keep to myself, pay my dues, mow my lawn, and try to raise my 2 kids to be respectful and kind. But nothing could prepare me for the time when Karen, our HOA president and full-time menace, accused my 15-year-old son, Alex, of vandalism. It started on a Monday morning when I opened my front door to grab the paper and was greeted by a pink slip taped to it. A formal HOA violation notice for property damage and vandalism to community assets. Below the bold letters was a blurry still image of someone in a hoodie spray painting the HOA community park sign. Karen, of course, was already outside tending to her award-winning roses. Eyeing me like she was Queen Judge Judy, she called out with that high-pitched faux sweet tone, "I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your son has really disappointed the community." I blinked. "Excuse me?" "He was seen defacing the park sign late Saturday night. Don't worry, there'll be a fine, and the HOA will expect him to clean it up personally." I stared at her, stunned. My son? The same kid who voluntarily picks up trash on Earth Day and plays violin at the school orchestra? No way. I calmly told her I'd look into it and walked back inside. Alex was just waking up. When I showed him the blurry image, he looked completely confused. "Mom, that's not me. I was at Lucas's house watching movies. You even dropped me off there." He was right. I had driven him over and texted Lucas's mom to confirm pickup time. Still, I wanted to be thorough. Luckily, I have a Ring camera facing the street and, bless 2025 tech, I also installed motion-sensitive floodlights and a second camera above the garage. So I did a little digging. I checked the footage from Saturday night and scrolled through the alerts. At exactly 11:23 p.m., I saw someone walking past my driveway, hood up, spray can in hand. But here's the kicker. When they stepped under the streetlight, I paused and zoomed in. It wasn't Alex. It was Karen's son, Brandon. Clear as day. Even wearing his signature red sneakers and that Metal Mayhem hoodie I've seen him wear a dozen times while skateboarding past our house. I downloaded the footage, created a side-by-side comparison with Karen's blurry image, and included screenshots from my camera showing Alex leaving the house earlier that day, getting into my car, and not returning until the next morning. Then I did something I had never done before. I showed up at the HOA board meeting that Thursday. Karen was there, of course, holding court like she always does. Before the meeting officially started, I asked to make a brief statement and was granted 2 minutes. I walked up to the projector screen, plugged in my USB, and played the clip. Gasps. Karen turned pale. Then I played the second clip, Brandon under the streetlight holding the spray can, tagging the HOA sign. Dead silence. "My son was falsely accused," I said, turning to Karen. "Not only do I have evidence of where he was that night, I also have proof of who actually vandalized the sign." I left the final image up on the screen. Brandon's face, crystal clear, mid-spray. Karen stammered, then tried to brush it off as a teenage prank. But the rest of the board wasn't having it. One member, Mr. DeLuca, leaned forward and said, "Karen, you issued a formal violation based on flimsy evidence. You owe this family an apology." Another added, "And I think Brandon should be the one scrubbing that sign. Justice, finally." Karen gave the weakest apology I've ever heard, something like, "Sorry for the confusion," and stormed out. A week later, Brandon was out there in broad daylight, scrubbing the park sign while Karen stood nearby looking like she was about to melt in the sun. The HOA board has since voted to require multiple sources of evidence before issuing citations, and Karen's authority has been significantly reduced. Alex got a formal letter of apology, and the neighborhood gave him a round of applause at the next community picnic. He's fine now, though he did joke about dressing as a graffiti artist for Halloween, complete with red sneakers. Moral of the story? If you're going to play detective, make sure your own kid isn't the culprit. And maybe don't mess with the mom who installs security cameras like she's Fort Knox.